We've been staying at the Vanilla Hills Lodge. It's an excellent place to spend some time if you're in San Ignacio. We're going to go ahead and back out of the driveway here and take a trip down into San Ignacio. This is a brief video just covering Bullet Tree Road between the Vanilla Hill Lodge and the edge of the city. It's approximately a 3-mile drive, about 7 minutes. Vanilla Hill Lodge is a great place to spend a few days. Great accommodations, wonderful couple runs it, and the area is interesting. A lot of birds, and just very, very comfortable to be there, very relaxing. Be taking a right on the dirt road here, and the dirt road seems to be a quarter mile or so long. The road is well maintained. The owner of the Vanilla Hill Lodge has put some effort into making sure that it's smooth and easily traversed. We're going to come to a little bit of a stop here in just a moment. My wife was looking at one of the large termite mounds that you see in the area on some of the trees. There are a couple of interesting things about the area. One of them is that the insect population is much less than I would have expected. Coming from the Lake Jackson area and having been near the coast in Sargent, the mosquitoes tend to be fairly impressive, and there are a lot of other insects that need to be dealt with. In San Ignacio, we noted that there were very few insects of any sort. And so that was sort of pleasant. You can go outside without worrying too much about insect repellent to keep it covered up. The house, by the way, on the left as we're coming up here is for sale, and I think it's running about $200,000. It's quite a nice little place. There's a swimming pool and a guest house that goes with it. The weather in San Ignacio is actually better than the weather around Houston. It's a little bit cooler and a little bit drier, and there's generally a fairly good breeze. This is Bullet Tree Road, and we'll take a left and head down into town. The main roads are generally paved. The roads that go off are generally not paved. The city is the exception. Most of the roads in the city are paved. Most, but not all. This is just quiet countryside. The next little segment that I'll do will show some of the hills in San Ignacio. Oh, there's also, and I'll mention this again, but there's a vegetable market that takes place, and a farmer's market that takes place in San Ignacio. It's an excellent place to get vegetables. On Burns Street, there's a restaurant by the name of the Guava Limb. That's a really good place to get a meal as well. Has a nice atmosphere and borders a small park. This may have been during the, quote, rainy season, but for our brief stay we really didn't see much in the way of rain. Little police station, and the building density begins to increase here, and in another minute or two I'll actually be in the outskirts of the city. There's a lot to be said for all of Belize, but San Ignacio has its own special bit of charm. Well, I hope this was an interesting little road trip coming from the Vanilla Hill Lodge and coming into town. And in another video I will pick up and go down into town and take a look at some of the architecture in the city